Hey, what's going on everybody? Steve here, Rake and Profit, coming back to you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I'm preparing to have my best fourth quarter that I've ever had in the history of selling on Amazon. My goal for my combined sales for October, November, December of 2026 is I want to do over $500,000. Okay, so I think the highest I've ever done in a 3-month period is around 300,000. So yeah, I want to do over 500,000. We'll see how it goes, but you know, in order to hit your goals, you've got to prepare. And that's what I want to talk about in this video, is how I'm preparing for fourth quarter. Okay, because at the time of this recording, it's July 9th, 2026, and now's the time, right? Now is the time to prepare if you want to have a killer fourth quarter. Now, if you're a part of my eBay to Amazon Facebook group, or you're, within my inner circle, my Facebook groups, I got a bunch of free groups, then you would have known, especially if you're in the eBay to Amazon group, that I recently launched a Q4 War Room. Now, it is sold out, so, unfortunately you can't join that, but I've got a group of about 15 people that I'm working with, and our goal is to crush the fourth quarter. I'm actually sharing all of my eBay sales data with them, my Amazon sales data, giving a bunch of tips, tricks, all different types of things. So I'm super pumped up. So if you're in the war room, comment war down below. But there's so much opportunity on Amazon, and I want to just share, and I'm going to go very quickly through, through these different tips that I have here. I've got my computer at the beach looking like a crazy person. So let's just get right into it, okay? Number one, focusing on 100% eBay to Amazon flips. So for me, I'm not messing with Amazon flips. I'm not messing with thrifting, garage sales. I'm not messing with anything else other than what I'm freaking killing it with right now. And it's eBay to Amazon. Over the last 12 months, I've done over $1 million with eBay to Amazon. And last year, my best sales month was during Q4, which was about 125,000. And I hit that in freaking April. So I am planning on crushing it. And a big thing for me, and this might align with you as well, maybe it's not eBay to Amazon, is if you find something that's working, if you want to crush Q4, don't switch things up. If it's freaking working, who cares what people are saying? And when you're winning and you're crushing it, people are going to be talking trash. People are going to be looking down at you. People, scared money don't make no money. If you're crushing it and making money, don't listen to the little scaredy cats, the little chicken shits. If you're killing it with a specific model, like for me, it's eBay to Amazon, I'm going all in. So that's number one. Number two, one of the things that I'm doing is I'm testing and experimenting with new products, with new ASINs, with new brands. Now, I'm not going to be running too many more experiments and test buys for too much longer, because we're getting very close to the fourth quarter. I've been running a lot of experiments. I've been doing a lot of test buys. I've been playing around with different brands and just testing out, do they sell? You might be thinking to yourself, well, Steve, you'll know if it sells. You could just look on Keepa. There's a difference between looking at Keepa data versus buying an item and seeing if you get Vori's letter, seeing how fast it sells, seeing if you're winning the buy box, seeing how many units are selling. Keepa is great, but they're just scraping the data. It's not 100% perfect. So now's the time, and really a couple months before now was the time to test out new brands, see if they're safe, seeing if you're getting letters, seeing if you're getting IP complaints, because when Q4 hits, October, November, December, you don't want to be messing around experimenting. You want to be doubling down on your winning products, which I'm going to talk about in a couple of minutes. But now's the time, up until maybe the next month and a half, to, play around with some new brands, dabble around with some new ASINs, see if they are doing well, because there's a lot of opportunities out there. I mean, there's ASINs out there where Keepa's not even tracking the data. It shows no sales. There's only a couple sellers on it, but it's got like 250 reviews or 400 reviews. A lot of these items can sell like hotcakes, and Keepa doesn't let you know, right? It's just not tracking the data. It's not perfect. So now's the time. You can find some killer products by just doing a test buy, buying one or two and seeing how long it takes to sell. And I would even say testing out different listings as well. You might have a specific ASIN and you notice there's like 4 or 5 different listings. Sometimes the second or third most popular listing has less competition, sells for more, and will actually sell a lot faster. Even though it's a slower selling listing with a higher rank, there's maybe way less competition. So that's a huge tip. I've got some, ASINs that don't do very well with the hottest selling one, but I go on the second or third most popular one, not much competition, looks kind of but it freaking sells consistently, okay? Number three, how I'm prepping for the fourth quarter on Amazon is I'm refining my replens list. So you guys probably already know I'm a huge fan of Sellerboard. If you guys aren't using Sellerboard, you can go to rakeandprofit.com/Sellerboard. That's a special link to get a 60-day free trial. And after it's like 20 bucks a month. But Sellerboard, I use it a bunch of different ways to figure out my net profit, to know how much money I'm making. But ASIN profitability is probably the best feature of this. And this is how I really refine my replens list, is I use Seller Board, and there's actually a replen catcher Seller Board integration where before I go to source an item, I hit the Seller Board button. It'll bring me into Seller Board and it'll let me know how many times I've sold that over the last year, what my refund rate is, what my net margin is. So essentially, you don't want to just keep buying and selling the same products because they're selling. You want to know, are they selling and actually making you a net profit? So if you find out that, a specific ASIN is always tanking in price, or it's taking forever to sell, or you're really not making that much money after returns and whatnot, you're going to want to, clean up your replens list, delete those items from replen catcher, take them off your buy list or tag them as do not buy, and just make sure that you're really cleaning things up. With replen catcher, that's the tool that I use to do all my eBay to Amazon flipping. Replen catcher has a feature where you could upload your own replens and track items that other people might not be tracking. This is how I source a lot of killer deals. This is how my team sources a lot of killer deals. So, you've got to definitely experiment, but you also got to clean things up after a while, because there's a lot of items I sell that end up just being junk, not very good. And Seller Board helps with that. But again, you got to clean things up on the replen catcher side as well. Number 4, the fourth thing out of 10 things that I'm doing to prep and prepare, and this is something I've already been working on for about 4 months now, is I hired a third sourcer. So big shout out to my virtual assistant, Carl. People in the eBay to Amazon Facebook group love him. He's a great guy. He actually was a full-time police officer, and he quit his job and he's working with me full-time now. Matter of fact, his wife or girlfriend, I'm not sure if they're married, but we'll say his wife, Gia, she's been working with me for about 4 years now. So she's been training him, working with him. And, Jane and Gia, my full-time sourcers, they're spending sometimes $35,000 a month each. Carl right now, I think he's getting up to about $8,000 to $10,000 a month. So it takes time. But if you want to kill Q4 and you maybe don't want to work your butt off so much, like I want to be at the beach. I want to be hanging out. You got to hire people to help you with different tasks and whatnot. And a sourcing agent is one of the best assistants that you can hire, but it takes a good 3 to 6 to 12 months to train them up. So now's the time. If you've hired somebody or you want to hire someone, you really got to get your butt moving right now, because there's just going to be so many opportunities coming up in October and November, and having support and having a virtual assistant there can be huge, but it definitely takes time. Number 5, like I mentioned before, winning products, doubling down on the winning products. So first and foremost, you have to identify what's a winning product for you. For me, a winning product typically makes over $15 profit and has a net margin of $20 or more. And the refund rate is less than 15%. Usually it's less than 10%, but that's a winning product for me, right? Typically on the front end, we're sourcing items at 60 to 80% ROI, but our refund rate comes to about 10 to 12%. So all in all, at the end of the day, a winning product for us is selling within about 1 month or less, sometimes 1.5 to 2 months or less. 60 to 80% ROI, 20% net margin after all of our overhead, refunds, so on and so forth. So you've got to identify what those winning products are. And when you do identify those winning products, you want to double down on them, right? You want to, make sure that you buy enough stock, making sure that they're on replen catcher, making sure that you're not running out of inventory, because if you have a winning product and it's making you money, the worst thing you can do is run out of stock. So, there's a lot of systems that we have in our business. I'll talk about one of them in a little bit. It's the inventory purchase tracker, which helps us to know how much we have on hand, how much is at Amazon, how many we've sold recently, so on and so forth. But I'm telling you, if you want to crush the fourth quarter, it's not the time to experiment. It's the time to go, honestly, a lot deeper into your winning products than normal, right? If you've got a product that's selling, 10, 20, 30 times, you might want, if it's selling that many times a month, you might want 20, 30, 40, 50 in stock, so you can really crush it. Now, I'm not a huge proponent of going super duper deep, just considering I'm doing eBay to Amazon and I don't have invoices, so on and so forth. But this Q4, if I really want to be doing 150K to 200K months, I'm going to have to go deeper in the winning products. And that's just something to keep in mind. So how am I preparing? We're making sure that our replen list is clean. We're identifying those winning products. We're keeping them in stock. We're using the inventory purchase tracker.com. If you want to check that tool out for eBay to Amazon, we're using that tool to make sure that we have enough stock. But I could go a lot deeper into that, but doubling down on the winning products. Number 6, this is a big one that a lot of people don't talk about. And I'll put it like this. If you want to double your business, if you want to triple your business and you're doing eBay to Amazon flipping, you're going to have to sacrifice your cash flow. You're going to have to sacrifice the money that you're maybe paying yourself, and you're going to have to put that into inventory to grow your business. Because if you want to go from doing $100,000 a month in sales to $150,000 or something like $200,000, that's very aggressive. You're going to have to spend a lot more money, which means the profits that your business is making, instead of you taking them out of the business and paying your bills, you put that back into the business by buying inventory. So for me right now in my business, I've moved the goalpost back, right? My goalpost used to be at $100,000 a month, and I might spend, $40,000 a month. But now that I'm trying to hit $150,000, $200,000, the goalpost has been moved back. Now I've got to take the profits that I'm usually paying myself and put that into spending $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a month in inventory. So, sometimes you have to have some short-term pain, right? Not being able to pay yourself. And I know not everybody can do that. I have multiple income streams, but there's no way around it. If you want to scale your business with a model like eBay to Amazon or Amazon flips or traditional OA or even wholesale, you want to double your business, you're going to have to spend a lot more of your salary essentially within inventory. Now, of course, there's other buttons that you could push, like increasing the ROI, increasing your profit, increasing the speed of your turnover rate, which could certainly help you with cash flow, but you've got to reinvest a lot of your cash flow back into the business and maybe even go negative cash flow at times if you want to grow your business. Number 7, okay, this is another thing that I'm doing to prepare for Q4, is I've implemented a really awesome incentive program for my team. Now, for the folks who joined the War Room and for some of the folks who are part of Replay Catcher, I'll share this with you guys. I'll share my actual incentive program. So, if you're interested in that, definitely join Replay Catcher, or if you're a Q4 War Room member, that's going to be coming out soon. But I have virtual assistants who run my entire business. I have 3 who source for me. One of the biggest game-changing decisions that I made, and one of the realizations that I had, and this is obvious, it's human nature. If you want your team to really source more items, source more profitable items, if you really want to crush it and really push them to source more, you've got to incentivize them. And I've got an awesome incentive program where my team gets weekly bonuses. Well, they get paid out every 2 weeks. So there's bi-weekly bonuses based on their weekly spend, based on the ROI and profits, based on, we actually have some incentives at the end of the month based on seller board, what our net margin is, how much profit we made. So there's different profit incentives for them to pretty much align with the business. So their goals and my goals are aligned together. So putting an incentive program together, one of the best things you could do to prepare if you have a team to just crush Q4. Number 8, this is a big one. Keeping volume high leading up to Q4 to avoid, 2 big issues, right? So you want to keep your volume high on Amazon, especially in 2026 and beyond, because now the worst thing that you could have happen is Q4 comes and you get gated in Lego, you get gated in Hasbro, you get gated in a brand that you're just crushing it with. And one of the reasons why people get gated in brands after they've been able to sell it for a long time is because they're not selling enough volume of an item. Excuse me. I was dehydrated. If you're not selling enough volume, Amazon's now just cutting people off. So you've got to understand, if you could sell brands like Lego, Milwaukee, DeWalt, Hasbro, Star Wars, Disney, Lutron. I mean, there's a million different brands that I flip. A lot of these brands, new sellers cannot sell these items. If you could sell them, some of these sellers now are hard gated. They can't sell them. You have a huge advantage. There's such little competition on these listings. The profits are amazing. And one of the things that I realized lately is one of the reasons I'm killing it so much in my eBay to Amazon business is because I've kept volume high on a lot of these brands that I can sell and others can't sell. Every seller is going to have different brands they can sell. Others, every seller is going to have advantages in certain brands that you could possibly sell and you can't sell. But if you're able to sell some brands that are just notoriously known to be gated or restricted, keep your volume up. Number 2, okay, not getting regated, but number 2, you want to keep your volume high. Preferably, you want to get your volume up to, I would say, 600 units to 1,000 units per month. If you get 1,000 units a month or more, that's going to be great because you're going to be able to get your score, your Amazon account health score over 250. And if you keep your Amazon account health score over 250 for 6 months or more, you essentially get into the Amazon Health Assurance Program. And when you're in this program, if you get like a Section 3 or you get like threatened to get kicked off, they're not going to just kick you off. They're going to call you. They're going to work with you. If you get like counterfeit complaints, I've heard it'll be like low impact versus high impact. One of the best things you can do is get your volume high, not only to avoid getting regated, but to get yourself out of slimy situations, okay? So look more into it. It's huge, especially if you're gonna be flipping items without invoices. I know in the beginning, there's not much you can do. You've got to build your volume up. One tip is you can even do some Amazon to Amazon flips or some traditional OA flips where you buy a couple hundred items to move that volume to get your score up. Because again, keep in mind, every time you do get like an IP complaint or a high impact counterfeit complaint, it's gonna take points off of your score. And every one that you get in a row, it doubles. So if you're at a 200 score, you have 1 or 2 bad moves away from getting kicked off. Whereas if you're, at a 280, a 300, a 400, you can really get away with a lot more. And it's an advantage that I have. And it's why I tell people, make sure you keep your volume high. Number 9, heavy buying from now to mid-November to stock up and avoid checking delays. So if you want to crush the fourth quarter, you have to understand, especially if you're FBA, this doesn't apply if you're merchant fulfilled, but if you're FBA, it takes time for items you purchase it, time to get to the prep center, time for the prep center to ship it out. It takes time for it to get to FBA. It takes time to check in. So, if you really want to double, triple your sales, you've got to buy enough to outpace what you're selling, but also you have to understand it's a good 4 to 6 week lead time a lot of times for it to actually be purchased on eBay and then get checked into FBA, depending upon where you live in the country and what fulfillment centers they're getting shipped to. So, just keep in mind, if you want to crush Q4, the time to do it is now, to get prepared, to build your inventory, to, put your profits back into your inventory, to grow it, to outpace what you're selling so you can double, triple your inventory so you can really be ready to kill it and take advantage of the higher prices, the faster sales in the fourth quarter. So I'm buying heavy right now. Again, it's July 9th. So July, I'm buying heavy. August, I'm buying heavy. September, I'm buying heavy. October, I'm buying heavy. And then probably about mid-November, I'll chill out a little bit because I know a lot of these items that I'm buying might not get checked in because of the slow check-in times and everybody's sending stuff in. So for me, I'm going to be really, really pushing hard up until mid-November. And then number 10, what I'm doing to help prepare for Q4 is I'm doing daily payouts. So, the new DD+7 program rolled out to now where they don't pay you until 7 days after I think the item gets shipped or something. I don't know. I don't even remember. It's just, all I know is they're holding on to a lot more of my money. I used to just wait it out and do the 2-week cycle payouts, but now I just do daily payouts. So you could take a look and see your invoiced orders and your standard orders. And even if you sell in Mexico and whatnot, every day it'll update how much money you have that can be dispersed to you. I just get everything dispersed out daily now. So now I still have 30 to 40 grand at all times sitting inside of my freaking DD+7 Amazon account. But I noticed that if I just wait for the 2-week cycles versus if I just pay out daily, I seem to get paid a lot more. Let me know what you guys do down below. This, obviously, you can't get around them holding your money, but that definitely helps me with cash flow and helps me to obviously get the money into my bank account. It only takes a day or two after you disperse it. It's actually really fast. So, sometimes it's scary. It was a month. Was it last month? Yeah, last month I spent $100,000 on eBay to flip on Amazon. That was scary. I did go negative cash flow because we're buying so much and things aren't checking in yet, and you got to wait for items to get checked in, prep center, all that. I did go a bit in the red in terms of negative cash flow, but I got paid out a ton and it got paid out really quick. So I know my profits are sitting in my inventory on hand, and I just know this Q4 is going to be absolutely insane. So obviously I'm doing things at a little bit of a bigger scale than a lot of people with eBay to Amazon, but these are the things that I'm doing to prep and prepare, and just really wanted to break everything down while I was at the beach like a crazy person. And yeah, I'm excited for Q4, guys. I really, really am. This is going to be the best year ever. Accounts clean as a whistle. Items are turning and burning. Profits are really great. Net margins improving. Refund rates improving. I mean, big shout out to Replen Catcher, Seller Board, Seller Amp, Go-To Lister. All these tools have been helping out a lot. Of course, Little Owl Prep as well, which is my prep center in Ohio. So yeah, guys, hope you have a great day. Just want to share some of those updates, and I'm going to get back to enjoying the beach. I'm over here at Hammonasset Beach over here. It's a state park in Connecticut, and it's cool. It's actually free if you live in Connecticut, which is great. So just want to say much love, guys. Appreciate you all, and let's get prepared to kill the fourth quarter.